Actually, I have someone in ND called Cooper who's very big on this theme of the residue that's always left out of any kind of formalization, and there's he's very keen on making the discussions cognizant of that residue, and I guess sort of focusing on how we can get better acquainted with it, given that the very act of discussing it is what's causing it to be there.
Mm.
And I think Lacan calls it the real. I like that terminology. The sort of that thing that's always left over that can never be put into a system of words or ideas that sort of is not fit to be translated in that.
The desert of the real.
Exactly, yeah. And the real, I think, it's a rich category. A lot of the time when I'm thinking about synchronicity, that's what I connect it up to as a concept of the real. And sort of the way I see the function of synchronicity is as a continual kind of mechanism to reconnect you to the complexity and the richness of the real, from which we're always closing ourselves off with our thoughts and ideas and our habits, especially our habits of thinking and speaking, that sort of configure and condition our perceptions of the world, which is what I saw you was talking about earlier when we were talking about the way that the standardization of language sort of predisposes you to think of the world in certain ways. And I see that as sort of what is not imaginable in your language is not experienceable for you as an individual, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, and there seems to be a risk as well of abstracting and then abstracting on top of abstractions. And as Baudrillard puts it, there's this risk of taking that abstraction of the abstraction of the abstraction as the real thing, and then trying to make laws and rules around
Yeah,
that thing that we've abstracted.
yeah. I think that's called reification. The making concrete of the abstract as if that's the thing, rather than some kind of sort of conceptual process that we do to sort of make it more intelligible to us.